Turn it up, baby!
Oh my God!
Turn it up!
Oh, baby.
What a game! What a way to open the playoffs.
Do you hear that?
Unbelievable. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Winners Lounge.
Let's
Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Choose your offer. Find out why. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. We're also in the Toyota Winners Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR.
Good job, Toyota.
Get the win in Game 1, a comeback win, an overtime win, a clutch win, a gutsy win, and so many more things, man. This one has so much to talk about.
Unbelievable.
It was a 10 out of 10 game. Outside of the first 16 minutes, which kind of sucked. Outside of that, it was a phenomenal basketball game. I got Harrison Wind in the building.
We have to do 15 more of those to win a championship.
That's
we
how
have
it
to do
is.
that 15 more times.
We're not
over the
built for
next
this.
Couple months.
We're not
That's how it goes.
I'm built for it, though. I know we're built for it. What an opening 52 minutes or 53 minutes to the playoffs. That was intense.
That was very,
intense,
very intense. D-Line Coast here.
Can you skip me? I just need a little time. Bro, what a game. What are we doing? What a beautiful life we're living. What a beautiful life we're living.
It is a beautiful life. Rounding out the show, Superstar Dev.
The funky music never felt louder. It's never been louder. That was a banger of a game, and Nuggets in 5, baby.
Nuggets in 5. Dev was feeling it.
That was your prediction,
Hey,
Dev.
they had us scared at the beginning.
Did that game go according to as you saw it going?
Oh, absolutely. Them winning game 1.
Yeah, that's exactly it. All right, we got to start with a fast breakdown, which will be a little bit of a long breakdown. It'll be like that fast break Yoke had. Do you remember that fast break?
That was the slowest. But he landed it.
Oh, he stuck the landing so perfectly. Nuggets starting his own. Very first possession. David Adelman says, hey, we might have to get outside the box a little bit. Outside the box they got. But
inside the box and one.
Both teams on fire to start this one. For the first 4 minutes of this game, neither team got a stop. It was just bucket after bucket.
Yeah.
The Clippers were getting easier buckets, though.
They're going right to the rim.
And then after that, Denver clammed up, and it was a 9-0 run. And that was really the story of the game, was that 9-0 run, because from that point on, the Clippers just played from a lead.
Yep.
But James Harden picked up 2 fouls. Clippers were killing Denver in the pick and roll. Nuggets made a couple of different adjustments. I saw people saying, you got to adjust. Denver had multiple coverages in that first quarter alone. They went zone. They played up at the level.
Yep.
They dropped him. And then eventually they just put him on like a non-center, somebody that they weren't going to try to run pick and roll against. Denver did everything, but it was not working. Denver held tight, though. They did respond with that starting group until James Harden dominated the close. Denver actually closed the gap on this one, if you recall. But then James Harden hit back-to-back three-pointers to end the quarter.
Deep three.
He was insane.
He had 15 points. He was phenomenal. 35-27 Clippers. Adelman goes with Russell Westbrook, Jalen Pickett, P. Watt, MPJ, AG. Did not work. Only thing that worked out of that lineup was that Kawhi Leonard got 2 fouls, so they're starting to get in foul trouble. But the Nuggets were getting killed, and it ballooned as much as 15. It might have been higher than that, but that's where I made the note. James Harden picked up his third, though. Then Nikola Jokic picked up his third. That's kind of a queen piece for a queen piece there. I didn't love it. But it was a great close to the half by the Nuggets. Phenomenal. That got them back into this game because it closed it to 53-49. Nuggets won that quarter. The last 4 minutes of it, they played great defense. And it was like the dial got switched. Third quarter, James Harden picked up his fourth. Jokic started getting himself going. Jokic was dominant in that third quarter. Nuggets this is the story, is Denver closed it to within one possession and couldn't get over the hump 3 or 4 times in a row and didn't convert on any of them. Jokic even missed a couple bunnies, and then Batum hit that big three.
Oh
it
my
was
God.
just such a huge...
The drop down three.
Just a ridiculously lucky three, and it felt so big because it finished the quarter 75-72. Denver won that quarter as well. So on to the fourth. Murray missed a pair of mid-rangers that you just thought were for sure going to go in.
Such good looks.
Would have closed the gap. Jokic back in at the 9:20 mark, so he got a very short rest. I thought Adelman, he didn't mess around tonight. with big decisions. He was quick to them.
Hey.
He gave guys enough chance that I don't think you can be upset at anyone's limited minutes if anybody got limited. But he also never waited a possession where you were like, "What? That was one too many."
He had some tough decisions to make, and he was very adamant about.
He was adamant
about every decision that he did make.
Yo picked up his 4th foul. Now we're in trouble. But Jamal Murray tied it with a 3, which was just incredible. Then Batum. This is where the game really got crazy. Batum hit that 3. Then Jokic got a technical foul because the ref missed. I mean, I think it's kind of inadvertent, but nonetheless,
Got hit in the face
I don't
by
know if
Derrick
it was
Jones
about the
Jr.
ref should have called a foul. The ref was almost antagonizing by like treating it like a flop. So he was like,
the ref was saying you flopped.
"You flopped, get up,"
And that's what ticked Jokic
Jokic
off.
was like, "You just didn't see it." And he didn't. If you see
And
the
then
replay,
you're gonna accuse me of flopping.
Exactly. If you see the replay, it's that the ref was not watching. He did not know what happened. So how do you know it's a flop? And it just really threw him off. But again, Jokic shouldn't have got the tech. Then there was an unforced turnover on the very next play. So Denver did all this work to get back, and all of a sudden they're back down 7 again. But they clawed back to within 1. Batum hit another crazy contested 3. How many threes did he hit tonight?
Probably
Jeez.
2.
Then
You remember them all.
But then Aaron Gordon hit a 3, which was huge. That was
Massive.
That was honestly the game right there. Then Westbrook, who was everywhere. Michael Porter did not play a whole lot in this one. They went with Westbrook instead, and he had so many second chance points. He had a putback that gave the Nuggets the lead with 3:30. When you lead for the entire game and blow it with 3:30 to go, man, you knew that the Clippers were feeling the pressure. But then Russ missed a layup on the very next play. He giveth, he taketh away. They had to foul.
Russell Westbrook
Harden hits
experience.
two free throws. They go up 1. Russ got a layup off of a pass from Jokic. They were not guarding him. He got to open space. Nuggets grabbed 4 offensive rebounds
That
in a
was
row.
the sequence of the game.
And it ended
That was
in
the
Jokic.
sequence of my
well,
life.
You think so, except for then it ended in Jokic free throws. 0 of 2.
Well,
And then Zubac scored on the other end, so Nuggets are down. Nuggets miss, but Jamal Murray made an unbelievable play to steal the ball out of bounds on Kawhi Leonard with 32 seconds left. That might have been the play, because on the ensuing possession, Russell Westbrook gets wide open in the corner and hits a corner 3 to put the Nuggets up with 24
Ice
seconds
cold.
to go. Harden had a really nice floater, though, with 18 seconds left. Bizarre last possession, though. Westbrook was like good, bad, every possession. He had a weird one. Basically didn't even get a shot off. It's tied. We go to overtime.
I mean, basically didn't get a shot. In fact, looked off Jokic, who was wide open.
And then threw the ball off of Harden.
Yeah, there's just no shot. It was so weird.
Man.
The Clippers were just going to ignore Westbrook. They didn't care. They're like, we're not going to guard him. We're going to force him to get it. But you know what he did? He didn't just stand there and try to make shots. He offensive rebounded.
Yep.
He
He
was
was amazing.
playing so
Brucey
hard.
B. Shades of Brucey B.
But if you want to know the play of the game, the Nuggets up 1. They kick it out to Christian Brown, 4-3 with 59 seconds left, and he drained it.
Booyakasha.
You get a stop. Murray had a turnover. Harden had a 3. It's like Denver had so many chances to slam the door, and they kept tripping up. Russ went early, though. Here's the other thing. Almost Torrey Craig'd it. Nuggets are up, and they could run the clock out.
Bro.
Russ goes early.
How have we
Airballs-
Torrey Craig did twice in the last month?
Airballs the layup, but Aaron Gordon grabbed the ball like I mean, what a big time
That was
grab.
truly the play of the game.
That was.
Because if he doesn't get that and they go and score,
But it wasn't just that. It wasn't just that. It's that then he got fouled and had to go to the line,
Yep.
and he drained both of them. Russ forced the turnover on Harden. Jokic synced the clinching free throws. They hit a 3 at the buzzer because who cares? Nuggets win by 2. Holy crap, that was a lot of notes, but that was a lot
man.
of twists and turns.
that was a roller coaster ride.
Man.
I,
It really
I
was.
relived the game through that. I don't think you missed a single.
Telling you, man.
Let's go!
All right, let's go to our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways. Superstar Dev, start us off.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway in this one is a 2-piecer. It's a 2-parter. 1, I've never tried a drug in my life, but that
That's
Russell
a lie.
Westbrook in down the close has to be what it feels like to be on cocaine.
Yeah.
I mean, there was so many highs and so many lows, and it was just a lot.
Yeah,
going
like
through
you
my
like you
body.
had a great night and then you lost your job.
I didn't know if I was having a good night or not. That was so crazy. But also, the big thing with that is David Adelman was incredible. Having Russell Westbrook out there, that's not a decision that I feel like Michael Malone would have made. Well, there was a lot of things that I don't think Michael Malone would have made, including benching Michael Porter Jr. in the middle of the game. How he used Russell Westbrook in that game. There was a time where he was at the high post, something that we haven't seen. He's usually at the dunker spot, and he has to make decisions there, and it just, the spacing is not there. But then once they started to figure that out, he made an adjustment and went into the corner with, put him in the corner so he could knock down the three and bring people out of the way. He did offense, defense with Jamal and taking guys out there. He tried to have a short leash with guys where he played like a Peyton Watson. He played like a Jalen Pickett. Like, I do think that he was playing all of the hits. The decision-making that he was doing on the side, out-of-bounds plays, everything there. So, really, mine's is David Adelman. That man never loses.
David Adelman's 4-0, baby.
Loses.
Yo.
He's 4-0.
Unbelievable.
That's my Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway.
Oh, boy. My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway. Cow! My God, what a game. The Denver Nuggets are not even quite back, but like that was vintage Nuggets at the same point in time. That looked exactly like last year against the LA Lakers. They get down early. I'm sure that LA will say this was a very close sweep as well. Should it go this way? But that to me looked like the Clippers, and that to me looked like the Nuggets. Like that's kind of what I expected. Like the Clippers have been getting gassed up by the NBA at large for good reason. But that's who they are. I mean, that's who they are. Like when it comes down to
they
it,
played good. They played
they
good.
lost. They lost the game.
I believe the Clippers have
I
lost.
don't like the angle you're taking on this for one reason.
Oh, okay.
This is
This is Adam's big Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway.
Well, what I'm debating you on it. To me, this was about the Nuggets. The Nuggets were so good at closing.
Can I go? I'm sorry. I just didn't know this was a two-way forum. The Denver Nuggets did what needed to happen. Guys stepped up in big moments. Like, defense locked up. They looked bad early on. Like, so many people in the chat were like, oh, it's over. Blah, blah, blah. The Clippers were getting everything they wanted. And then adjustments were made. It was just, I loved everything I saw except for the first quarter. It just feels right. Like, we're not fully back, but we're back, baby.
I believe the Nuggets have now won 4 straight playoff games against the Clippers. Woo! A lot of those have involved the Clippers choking big leads as well, and the Nuggets playing great. My Red Hawk Roofing takeaway is about trust and having trust in your teammates.
Let's go.
That was one of the first things David Adelman said when he took over as this Nuggets interim coach, is that we have to trust each other. Nikola Jokic has to trust his teammates, and we all have to have trust that those guys are going to knock down shots. And 2 of the biggest shots tonight came from guys who sometimes don't knock down those shots. Russell Westbrook and Christian Brown.
Yep. They hit him when they mattered.
Oh, my God, dude.
David Adelman and the Nuggets trusted Russell Westbrook to be out there for a lot of different reasons. I don't think shooting's one of them, but just having that trust in him paid off in him making that corner 3. And then Christian Brown having him out there. Jokic did not have to pass that ball to Christian Brown.
Wanted to.
He could have taken that shot, but he passed it to him. He wanted to, and it was a time and situation where CB had to take that shot. And sure enough, they trusted him to make that, and he did. Those are 2 of the biggest shots of the night from 2 guys who you don't really regard as shooters. And those were just like massive plays that I think told you a lot about this Nuggets team, where they are right now. And, of course, about Nikola Jokic, who usually has a lot of trust in his teammates. So the fact that the Nuggets made those shots and they were massive was huge. But the guys that made those shots, I think who it was might have been even bigger.
100%, man. You trust the guys. I mean, spacing was an issue tonight. How many threes did Denver even take? 27. They only made 9 of them. 16, 17 threes in today's NBA is not an outlier to make.
No.
They made 9, but they made it work. They made it work. And why I disagree with you, D-Line, is because I actually thought the Clippers played very well tonight. I thought James Harden was incredible early on. I thought Kawhi Leonard had a really good second quarter, and Denver made it tough. This was, to me, about Denver. They got hit in the mouth in the first quarter because they were unprepared for some reason for the spread pick and roll. Just could not get a stop. They looked like they were about to get blown out of the playoffs in the first quarter.
The good news is we know whatever defensive strategy the Nuggets came out with in the first quarter, we don't have to go to that again.
And the chat,
that does not work.
And we
do know that.
The chat was crashing out, but you know who else was crashing out? Every NBA analyst on earth was like, this is Denver's defense. They can't do anything about it. Denver's defense. Jokic supposed to be MVP. MVP.
Oh,
They
just
can't
put
get a
Jokic
start.
in the pick and
They
roll.
got him in the
Put
pick
him
and
in
roll.
the pick and roll.
Here's the Clippers in the second quarter, 18 points. Then 22 in the third, 23 in the fourth.
And you know what Nikola Jokic was in this game? A +10.
A +10. Denver sucked defensively in the second quarter.
Terrible.
But they figured it out, and they punched back. And I put a clip on Twitter earlier. It was from the game they won against the Lakers when the Lakers sat everybody. Do you remember that one? It didn't feel great. And
Yes.
Denver had to
Yes.
come back.
Yeah.
And Jamal Murray was like, look, I know you guys want us to blow everyone out every game, but we're a good comeback team. We know how to
We're the
win
best.
games. We know how to win in the clutch. And yes, it'd be nice if we won a little bit more with big leads, but he wasn't just saying about right now in the NBA. He was talking all time.
Yeah.
You get us in a dogfight, you get us in the trenches, 3 minutes to go or overtime, we'll take our chances against anybody. And tonight you have Kawhi Leonard, you have James Harden, two phenomenal closers. They got out-clutched tonight by a team that is known for this.
So beautiful.
And Nikola Jokic missed 2 clutch free throws.
Except for free throws. That's the one area. Jokic the most clutch player I know in my life, except for at the foul line where he absolutely sucks. All right, let's take our first break on the other
How did he
side.
miss those?
Let's get down into the weeds on this.
How did he miss those, man? Shout out to our friends over at Bet365. Bet365, it's the app that we use to bet. You can catch Dev on his pregame picks before every single Nuggets game. Bet365 is an official partner of the Denver Nuggets and Colorado Avalanche, and it's the best betting app out there. They got lines for everything, props, the custom DNVR bets. We had one going for this game one.
Christian did. Can you believe Christian was the one that let us down?
Really?
And
11
he was
points?
such a beautiful game.
I'm going to give him a pass tonight.
I'm
though, for
total
that
pass, but I mean,
three-pointer.
of all, I mean, I
know, he
remember
did hit the big
Christian
one.
being the big hero of this game.
Yeah. You can use that QR code right there on the screen. Sign up with the code DNVR365 right now. New customers get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up, use the code DNVR365, deposit $10, place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Also, shout out to our friends.
Oh, it is
over
Miller
at
time.
Miller Lite.
Yeah, I
is
definitely-
It is
so
Miller time.
Miller time right now. We were drinking Miller Lite on the watch along.
Is that
I might be ready. I might be ready for one now.
Is that the
Fueling
reason
us
that-
towards a clutch time victory?
Yeah, was that the reason we won? We can't say no.
Miller Lite, they
We
do
don't
come
know.
in clutch, man. They're there when you always need them. Great taste, 96 calories. Cheers to 50 years of Miller Lite, the great tasting light beer for people who love beer since 1975. Great tasting. It's actually refreshing.
I know.
That's why I needed it on the watch along.
No,
we're-
I'm like dehydrated. I need some
I'm a
more
little
Miller Lite.
dehydrated too. I need a little Miller Lite in me right now. That'd be awesome. It's the perfect light beer for any occasion. Nuggets games, Avs game, just hanging out with the buddies. It's perfect. Simple ingredients. It always delivers. The taste you can depend on. Miller Lite is brewed for taste as well. It's the original light beer since
Can you
1975.
just catch a body?
Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/DNVR to find delivery options near you. You can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
All right, we are back here. Segment 2, DNVR Nuggets Podcast. Make sure you're subscribed. We're doing this for every post-game show and 5 times a week. You're not going to want to miss it. Let's talk about, should we start? Actually, I just want to hammer home the thing about the Nuggets and them getting the clutch win tonight. You change coaches. You want to know what parts of your identity that led you to success go away and what parts remain. I think it's meaningful and important that the Nuggets got to win this way because that's the team that won the 2023 finals. I'm not saying that they're at that level yet or that they're going to do that, but I'm saying they won a lot of games that way. And you lose a coach, you make different decisions than what Malone would have done. I mean, one of the loud ones, taking out Michael Porter Jr. and going to Russell Westbrook, and you get a win. The DNA carried through to this new era.
Yeah, it's beautiful because, I mean, obviously that was the biggest question mark coming in was how would this team be managed? What would it look like in the big moments? What would it look like? What would the rotations look like? What would Adelman do? I mean, we got a very, very small sample size at the end of the season, but, you know, I think that we all felt like coming into this, just a big question mark. How would the team respond? And, one game, but I mean, I really liked what I saw. I really liked what I saw, not only out of the Denver Nuggets, but out of the coaching staff and out of the decisions of Adelman. I didn't ever feel like there was a moment where I was like, call timeout, or bring him in, or just all of those moments where you're like, we got to react here. The Denver Nuggets most assuredly got punched in the mouth early because they just came out sluggish. They were slow. They don't play well in early games. I just think we can just go ahead and say that that's a fact at this point.
I think this is the last game at 1:30 p.m. in this series.
We have Vogt already. Jamal Murray and David Adelman have spoken.
Maybe
so
they are
go. Let's go.
Are they trying to get over to the DNVR bar?
Maybe. Let's find out. Bet365, by the way. Voting time presented by Bet365. Vogt, it was fun to be here, but I kind of think you might have had even more fun being there.
Yeah.
There he is.
It was so dope. It was so great, man.
You turn it up.
And
there.
honestly, oh man, maybe I can fix that. My bad. It was so dope. And the big takeaway on the non-basketball stuff was we haven't heard Ball Arena like that all season.
Yeah.
We just haven't heard him like that all season. And there was huge pops in the fourth quarter and in overtime. The energy on the concourse, walking out of that game to go down to the media room, we haven't heard Nuggets fans act like this, talk like this, and walk like this in months. So it was really, really, really cool, man. And it came when things looked real dire, a little bit. And shout out Peyton Watson, who I think came in and helped them stabilize. The crowd started to get back into it. And from there, it kind of felt like, the Nuggets had this. They were chipping away, and they just had to be solid enough defensively. The crowd kind of felt that as well. And the slow kind of rise to the ultimate crescendo there at the end. This is why we do it, fellas. This is why we go to the arena. This is why the fans go to the arena. What an absolute treat to start this series.
For sure, man. This was a classic, like a classic Nuggets win. Way to win.
We did hear from David Adelman, who, man, what an introduction to your playoff career for him. Unbelievable. He said he felt like the guys were flying around on transition defense, which was nice. But he also felt like he thought they overreacted a little bit in the first half in terms of adjustments. And how do we counter what they're doing? What we wanted to do isn't working. How do we counter their counter? And then he said, I thought our best adjustment was, actually, let's just go back to what we wanted to do and do it well this time. By the way, guys, that's a Maloneism. I haven't heard a ton of those from David Adelman, but that was a little bit of continuity there as well. He felt like the game was won, A, defensively, no kidding, but B, with that stretch to close the second quarter. We just talked about it. I mean, they were dead in the water, guys, until all of a sudden it looked like they were going to win this game. That effort to close the first half, I mean, it's the reason it went to overtime. It's the reason they won. So he loved that. He loved Russ. He said Russ is Russ. Defensively, he was absolutely incredible, playing free safety out there. And he says, forget, what you see in the stat sheet, steals, deflections, whatever. There were even more turnovers that Russ caused, whether it was indirectly or whatever. He just felt he was unbelievable defensively. And, they talked about the big three that he hit. But really, they credited his defense. And, of course, that adjustment, playing Russ over Porter, pretty big adjustment in this win here. On benching Porter, he said, look, everyone has to engage in the game. It's the guys that are playing the best that are going to finish. And he said, I'll say that again, because he said it maybe 4 or 5 times this season, guys. He said it could be Pickett, it could be Russ. If you come in and you play well, you're going to close. If you're not playing well, you will not. So it was pretty straightforward. And he said he thought about getting Porter back in the game after Russ kind of made some winning plays. But then he said, we were on a run. And he says you just can't stunt runs when good things are happening. Then it got to a point where 40 real-time minutes passed before he could get Porter back into the game. He felt like it's just unfair to put him out there in overtime. He's going to be waiting for a shot. He hasn't moved in 40 minutes. So
it's true.
Game 2 will be a new day for Porter, guys. He's got to have to step it up defensively first and foremost. On Jeff Van Gundy grabbing the ball, Adelman said, my guys have to step it up, man. I had no idea we could do that. If that's something you can do and there's no tech, we're going to start doing it. And finally, he said, I thought the guys stayed connected at tough times. I thought the guys did a good job of pushing each other the right way, and that's the key. Those 3 minutes between overtime, he said, those conversations can actually go awry. They can go poorly. He felt like the Nuggets communicated with each other really well in the huddles tonight. And then we spoke with Jamal Murray, who real job's not finished 5 from Jamal. I mean, he just wasn't thrilled with how he played. He said he's glad he hit some big threes to help turn the tide, but I feel like I can be a lot better. I'm just glad we got the dub. On Westbrook, he says, I don't think it was just the 3. He makes a lot of winning plays. I know that's how everyone evaluates players now, made shots, but Russ does a lot of winning things that you're not going to see in the stat sheet. On the transition defense, he thought it was a personnel thing. He says he knows those guys are so great in the half court. The Nuggets are younger. Let's get out and run, and let's run on defense as well to get back. So, like, we can just sort of, on both ends of this, kind of dictate this the way we want to. Finally, he said that connectivity and accountability is a part of winning. Communicating on the floor is a part of winning. And he says there is good connectivity right now. He said we did have it before, to be honest, but they were more side conversations. They weren't always received well, and right now it's in a better place. But we didn't play our best. So I'm just glad we got one here to open it up, said Murray. And then last note for me, guys, some intensity in the locker room. I just walked in, and Murray and Jokic are still in game mode, kind of going over positioning, talking about spacing situations in a heated way, just kind of like, and if he does this, you do this, or no. I mean, I wasn't eavesdropping too hard, but really, really heated conversation. Like, those two guys were still in game mode.
Hell yeah, baby. They have not given up on this year. They are fully engaged in this year.
Not over.
Stop. That was pretty good, though.
How was the crowd tonight?
A+, man. A+. Best crowd, maybe the best crowd we've seen all season. And they hung in there, too, because that got ugly at one point, but they just pushed through. No boos, lots of cheers, big win, and everyone's feeling the Nuggets, man.
Hey, Vogt,
just like
sorry. I just want you to come to the bar afterwards. Come here when you're done.
He has to take Miroslav, so he will.
Yeah.
Hey, great stuff from the arena, Vogt. Thank you so much.
What a night.
What a night, man. What a day.
Whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one of the things that I liked. This was a gritty win, not necessarily a glorious one, which
Beautiful.
I like.
Playoffs.
And that was kind of the tone that I kind of take away from that. It was like, hey, this wasn't pretty. We shouldn't feel too good about it. The only thing we should feel good about is that both teams had to go get in the mud, and we won the mud wrestling contest.
It's exactly. That's the most beautiful part, is that the Nuggets truly did not play their best game, but they found a way. They found a way, despite the fact that Jamal Murray wasn't shooting well. We got almost literally nothing from Michael Porter Jr. Russell Westbrook made some comical errors and some big moments, but Jokic wasn't even at his best, but they just did not give up. This is why you believe in this squad.
One thing I'm going to tell you about the Russ thing, Malone would always say you got to let Russ be Russ, and I think that's kind of a well-known maxim with Russ, that you can't control him. But I do think that, because Adelman had one of the quotes that he mentioned here, is he goes, sometimes Russ probably took it when he shouldn't have, and we know exactly the ones he's talking about. I think Adelman is with the let Russ be Russ, but is probably more aware of the edges of that.
Yes.
Like, he's more aware of he's going out of the lines, they got to pull him out. Tonight, he knew he had to stick with them. So how he manages that will be huge.
This was such an important and I think really impressive game from David Adelman, because whatever strategy defensively they entered this game with was obviously not it. And you can put some blame on him for that. Although it did just kind of seem like it was the Nuggets' base defense they had been running all season. So maybe that was the idea, just go in this with like a normal game plan. That was the wrong decision. But they adjusted really quickly. I mean, the coaching staff was on it. They adjusted a lot of things defensively, and they pretty much shut the Clippers down on offense over the next 3 quarters. It was like a really impressive opening playoff game adjustment from David Adelman, because he was 3-0 in the regular season. Everything went pretty smooth. This was really the first time like the Nuggets and that new coaching staff has faced some real adversity and had been in a position where like, okay, we have to make the right adjustment now or we're absolutely toasting this game. That's what they were up against. Like we have to hit the right buttons right now or else we're down 0-1, and they did. That was huge.
You talk about the adversity that they went through. While this was not a great Denver Nuggets game, I think this was a masterclass for Adelman, like himself, and going through the adversity. We even talk about the Russell Westbrook and letting Russ be Russ. Adelman let Russ be Russ. He could have easily pulled him at various times throughout this game because there were some lows from Russell Westbrook, But he's like, no, I'm going to stick with them, and I'm going to, like, straddle that line until it's no more. And then Russ made big play after big play after big play. And that's a coach believing in him, but, like, giving him a longer leash. There was times where, he took shots that he shouldn't have, and it would have been like, okay, go get him because he's not into it. And it was like, no, it's okay. Next time, this is what you should do. So it was like coaching him through that as well for a young coach that's making adjustments, and it's his first time having this type of experience.
It was a big test for him, man.
So this is a big test. He
passed
the test, and now he gets to continue to adjust. I think that's the best part about it.
And I think part of why he passed the test is he is more... he's less emotional than Malone. And I mean that in ways both good and bad, because emotion's not a bad thing. But it's almost like those decisions are not... He's not worried about how MPJ feels. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like, this is how this works now, and if you don't like it, I'll deal with that later. But this is how we go, and I think that's good. Let's take another break. On the other side, we'll start breaking down the players, including Nikola Jokic, because I have a feeling we'll have some difference of opinion on what kind of game Jokic had on the panel. Let's talk about that on the other side.
Guys, just like your favorite team needs a home court advantage, your home needs a home floor advantage. Empire Today is here to give you that. Empire Today has flooring experts. These guys are experts. They are the smartest people about flooring, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. It's literally all they do. Flooring, flooring, flooring. So if you have any flooring needs, these are your guys. Probably been to all those big box stores out there. Don't go there. Do not go to the big box stores. Go to Empire Today. They will treat you right. They're not going to try to get one over on you, take advantage of you. They'll walk you through every step of the process to make sure you know what's going on, make sure you're involved, and make sure you're getting what you want with your floors. Empire Today is the best for a new floor. They got flooring experts that will bring the showroom right to your home. Pick the right flooring and the right colors for your space. See how it will look with your furniture in your house with Empire Today's technology. With Empire Today, you get clear, upfront, and all-inclusive pricing, plus you can schedule installation. As soon as the next day, schedule a free in-home estimate today, because some things are just better at home. DNVR listeners can get a $350 discount when using the promo code DNVR. A $350 discount with the code DNVR. Restrictions apply. Visit EmpireToday.com/DNVR for full details. Also, we are live, of course, from the Toyota Lounge. And Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR. We love our Toyotas, guys. Adam has had a Toyota before.
Three different Toyotas. I still have one.
Toyotaman.
Let's drive into the playoffs with Toyota. You can enter now for your shot at winning incredible prizes, including playoff tickets, a private suite experience for you and your friends, a flyaway adventure to see a Nuggets playoff game on the road, or a chance to drive away in the all-new epic 2025 Toyota 4Runner. The link is in our description. So you can go in our YouTube description right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to be a part of this Nuggets playoff frenzy. Drive into the playoffs with your front range Toyota stores, AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe, and Centennial, Corbin Toyota in Boulder, Group Toyota in Englewood, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets and the official vehicle of DNVR.
Jamal Murray, in his press conference today, said, "You play hard, the basketball gods reward you."
Oh my God. Stop it.
I always love when they reference the basketball gods.
What? Nobody's ever referenced the basketball gods except one guy.
Yeah, well, you know what? Everybody is kind of
they've all converted
him now. On Jamal Murray's game, though, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 7 of 20. This was a game that, if it weren't for the close, I think it would have been very frustrating. There were moments of this one where you're like, Jamal, you got to start showing up.
Yep.
But in that way, it was a classic Jamal game, Dev, because he did show up in the big moments. Had some of the biggest shots.
Yeah, I mean, he's clutch. And as long as they have that too, man, you always have a puncher's chance. You know what to close with. You know what you're going to go to. And again, this is a vintage Jamal game where he struggles throughout the game, but then late he starts making plays and starts to look alive. And this one, we got to see a couple of defensive plays from Jamal, which I love.
Massive play
that was massive. And he missed some open shots that he typically makes. I think in a way he was pressing, but you have to press in the playoffs. You have to, take the open shot that they give you. Try to break Zubac down in, the pick and roll. And I feel like this was a good, movement type of game for Jamal. I did not feel like he was banged up at all. He just missed some shots that I think are going to be there. But I know with the game on the line, I know who I want to give the ball to. I know who I want the ball in his hands, and he's going to make those type of plays. So while it was a very tough start, he finished. And you'll take that every single time from Jamal.
Yeah. He hit those 2 massive threes when the Nuggets absolutely needed them.
Jamal Murray just missed a couple shots right before that too.
Those mid-rangers are generally just cash.
He's like, I don't care.
I'm still going to shoot it.
That's the most encouraging thing, is that I don't think we still haven't really seen Jamal Murray fully come back from the 5-game absence that he has, or that he had. We've seen it's just like it's percolating. It's like right under the surface. It feels like Jamal's going to have one of these games where he just absolutely breaks through. But your point, like that defensive stop he got, that poke away on Kawhi Leonard was as big as any other play that any other player made during this entire game. I just love that when the shots weren't falling, just to use MPJ here. Nothing was working for MPJ. He's invisible. The shots weren't falling for Jamal Murray, but he still was making things happen. He
9
was still
rebounds, 7 assists, and that steal.
He was still making things happen. It's very encouraging for me to know that, again, Jamal especially did not have his best game, but the Nuggets still came out on top.
Yeah. And when you talk about it, I feel like he moved closer to being back in this one. This was a game I think he needed to step into.
I think you can make that case. He just missed a lot of makeable shots, and I think that's a positive. It's not like he couldn't get those shots off. Like, remember those series against, those couple games where Minnesota might have locked him down or something, and sometimes he's gone against some of these really physical, long defenders, and he just hasn't been able to get to his spots, and he's been, muscled off his spot and hasn't been able to get those clean looks. He got them tonight. I think the other side of it, and something I was just thinking about, is he also did just have a week off. His body should be feeling good, and it seemed like on some of those shots they were either short or he was just way off. And for me, that's a lower body issue maybe. So I think overall, though, it's definitely encouraging that he did get to his spots. He did miss makeable shots, and like D-Line said, man, you just love how he contributed in the other aspects of his game.
One thing that you just talked about, I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
One thing you just talked about that I didn't even think about throughout the game, and that was one of the keys coming into this series, was the physicality and the type of versatile defenders that the Clippers have on him.
Yes.
I don't think he felt Chris Dunn.
He didn't.
I just don't even think that was in his mind of Chris
Not
Dunn.
he's felt some of those other defenders that have gone up against him.
We've seen him struggle with guys like that. They're picking him up full court, and he's exerting so much energy to get to his spots, and he needs the pick and roll to get anything created and going. I just feel like he missed shots in this one. Kawhi Leonard, once they put him on him, he's okay, let's get another pick and roll to get him off of me. And that was a game plan that clearly Adelman had and the Nuggets had going into this one, because there was not a lot of one-on-one with Kawhi Leonard and try to make a basket on him. He understood that. But that is an encouraging thing to see, that Chris Dunn is not that guy that, I think he slowed him down, but he's not putting a stop to him. And that's their best defender. What do you go to after that? Batum or someone else that you play like that? I just think that was a good thing.
Jones. Jones was on him for most of the second half, it seemed like.
Yeah. I love your point, though, about the multiple defenders, because it was one of the questions. Oh, you like the Minnesota Timberwolves, you throw a bunch of bodies at him, and it just always keeps them off rhythm. They played all their cards tonight. I really don't know if they wanted to go to Kawhi on Murray tonight. I think they wanted to save that one. And they waited till the latest possible moment when they needed, the game was in the balance, they needed to do it. And I actually think that's a little bit of a good. You forced them to play a card they were holding for later in the series, and you won anyway. So, to your point, Derek Jones Jr. got a stint on him, Chris Dunn got a stint, and Kawhi got a stint, and the Nuggets were able to survive it. Let's go to the next guy, though, here, which is going to be Aaron Gordon for me. 25 points, 8 rebounds, 8 of 14. Absolute beast. Hits a huge 3. 8 of 10 from the foul line, though.
That was it, man.
That, honestly, and they were clutch ones.
Did 6 of those come in the last, couple minutes in overtime?
He needed to play like a beast today. Physical. I thought he actually did a really good job on Kawhi Leonard, even though Kawhi had 22 points.
You take that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I thought AG was great tonight.
AG was monster.
He was great, man.
He was a monster. And he has some key plays in this game, just like all clutch plays. Free throws was big. The three-pointer that he hit when they were down to put him back in it, that woke the Nuggets up, like when momentum was clearly on LA's side. He used a lot of the mismatches to bang down low and to either get fouled or finish around the rim, and he just kept plays alive. Like, this was a physical Aaron Gordon that we don't see all the time. Like, there is times that he's just sitting on the three-pointer and he's like not in those spots. But like, this one was like, no, I'm going to be aggressive. I have guys down here that can't slow me down, and that's going to be the mindset that I have going into that. They went to it early, they went to it often, and that's how he has a monster game. 25 points for Aaron Gordon. You really will take that every day of the week and then slow down Kawhi Leonard on the other side of things. I loved it.
And his rebounding at the end was so massive.
So massive.
He was like he was the catalyst and the engine for those two last possessions where the Nuggets got like 12 rebounds and it was unreal. Like, Aaron Gordon really rose to the occasion. He really he played his best ball when they needed him the most. He had that unbelievable dunk coming down the lane, which really re-energized everybody. He hit the clutch free throws. He hit a clutch three. Like, my God, I got to get a pair of sacks. That's really all I know.
Maybe
I get
that's
more
the trick,
sacks.
man.
I'm wearing
Can
some
you wear
now.
them during a game?
Dude, I need some more sacks. We need to get him.
But that 4-possession offensive rebound, like, that was so important. I feel like,
important
because that's how the Nuggets win this series. They beat you up inside. They dominate the paint. They dominate the glass. They're bigger than the Clippers, and they will be tougher than the Clippers, I think.
Yeah.
And after the first quarter, they were way tougher than the Clippers. Like, they had more grit. They played with more of an edge tonight than the Clippers did. And that sequence, the 4 offensive rebounds, even if it didn't lead to anything, even if it led to Jokic missed free throws, like, that's besides the point. Like, that has to be the Nuggets the rest of the series. They have to dominate the paint, and that's what Aaron Gordon did.
And then Russell Westbrook, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 5 of 17. Really rough shooting, and he had some decision-making that was
most
rough.
of those were layups.
But you know what? Adelman, in his very first game at the helm, played Pickett over him. And everybody kind of swerved one direction. Since then, he's just gone with whoever's played well. Russ earned all those minutes tonight.
Yep.
I can't believe that stat line. It felt so much more impactful than that. He had 4 offensive rebounds. I thought he had 40.
Bro, he was the re-embodiment of Bruce Brown. These are the big
Upper
Bruce
level,
Brown.
though, even. He
These
is
are
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
Bruce
Bruce
Brown.
Brown things tonight.
This is like that. Those type of plays is what made Denver, Colorado fall in love with Bruce Brown. Big rebound, big shot make, big steal, all the things you need to have happen. Like, somebody that's not shook by the moment, somebody that'll step up, somebody that will go for the steal. I mean, I hope he never attempts another free layup. I've never seen him make a layup, but I crashed out on Russ about 3 weeks ago when he absolutely lost the game for the Denver Nuggets. Complete crash out. And I'm here to say, I'm sorry, man. Here's to you, Russ. That was beautiful. What a great game. Again, no more layups or threes unless it's the big one. But your energy and the way that what he brings to the game, the intangible stuff, it really can't be discounted. And I salute you, Russell Westbrook. You're my guy.
Every single thing that Russell Westbrook does is just amplified.
Yeah.
It does not matter what it is. It's at full volume. Yeah. Whether that be a good play, like knocking down like a layup or knocking down a huge three that puts them in it, or turnover. It's just so amplified that that's all you could think of until the next thing happens. This was a very, very good game from Russell Westbrook, and you could remember the bad plays he had, but you remember the big rebounds. Those 4 offensive rebounds, no one else is even working that hard to get those rebounds. He's going out of his way to keep plays alive and give them, extra chance points. And then he'll miss a layup, and then you're like, oh, that things are so bad. But he's the reason that they got there. He'll do a steal and get into, the front court, and you're like, oh, man, he's giving energy on that. And then something bad will happen it's hard to feel on if you're a Russ person or not a Russ person.
We truly need to get a giveth or taketh possession arrow. Is Russ going to give it, or will he take it?
Well, it just whatever comes after the one he just did.
For sure.
It just alternates.
But even if you talk about
it's like a true possession arrow.
Being amplified like that, that's why he comes off the bench and he's your barometer. When he makes those big plays, it really can impact the game in ways that wins the games. Like Russell Westbrook was a big part of the reason that they won that game, and they could have went away from that. And I feel like at times they would have went away from that. But they stuck with him, and he rewards you. He rewards you with big plays. He gets the crowd into it. He gets the bench into it. And he's just making play after play. I love that for Russell Westbrook. I love that he's on this team, and I love that he's playing as hard as he is.
We got take a quick break to shout out the Die Hard deal we have going on. $36. Is this right, Kale? We got this up. $36 right now. You get access to all of our written content, as well as a whole bunch of other perks up on our website, and a t-shirt, which is worth $36 in and of itself. That is for the year. That $36.
12 months, 365 days.
Yeah.
If you guys want to support us, we got a lot of people watching probably for the first time right now. This is the best way to do it. Become a diehard. Hit that QR code right on the screen. $36 and you get a free t-shirt, so it pretty much pays for itself right there.
You want to be a diehard, especially right now.
Yeah.
The bar today, popping.
Oh, man,
it was so
great.
popping. You get in for sure.
Yeah.
And you get deals.
get
And then you get a shirt that everybody else is wearing. And also, if you haven't been down to the bar, everyone else is a Nuggets fan. So you get
bar
to
was
high five, you
popping
get to
today. Bar
was
dance.
fun
It was
tonight.
wild. So like being a
was it
diehard,
down there?
that's
Was
what
it
you're
good?
supposed to do.
They were saying, yeah, it was pretty good. All right, let's talk Jokic, then we're going to talk MPJ here. Jokic tonight, 29 points, 9 rebounds, 12 assists, a sophomore double. But the one without
Classic.
rebounds, which is always weird. 3 steals, 1 block, 2 turnovers, 4 fouls. He played with foul trouble, you know, tonight, which is no simple thing to do in this one. His defense, Dev, to start this game was frightening. It was so bad that I was like, is he actually... We're like, in the playoffs, he's going to turn his defense up.
Yeah.
He turned it down.
I know.
But
It looked like he was selling the game plan.
But he still carried the team, in my opinion.
When I'm watching, like, you'll be watching a movie or a show, and you're like, that's a bad decision. That's bad. Things are going bad.
Yeah.
And
Don't
then
go in there.
And then at the end of the day, they like a couple people get lost throughout the show or movie off of that bad decision, but then they save them and they're the hero. That's what it was for Jokic today. I'm like, oh man, he carried them there. He did that. He's the reason that they won. He was also the reason that they were down, early on because of the bad defense. But he's the main character. He is the person that you're watching every single time, and he has to play perfect, or you're saying that he's having a bad game. He had so many on-the-spot decisions that, like, only Jokic can make. Making, like, passes, like, skip passes across. I'm pretty sure he was one of the reasons that Westbrook was, like, at the high post, because now he started popping out. Like, you mentioned it on the watch-along of, like, they were fake stunting, and then he'll pop back out, and then now he has a person that it opens up the floor, and then he was able to just direct what was happening. He was also reading the defense the entire time. So yes, that comes with a couple of turnovers, but he has to make so many decisions at once. Second half, it was all scoring. It was like hook shots, it was three-point shot. Like, he was doing a bit of everything, and just like playing a high IQ chess like match with the opposing team. I love that for Jokic, and now we see that the energy is there. Now we see when he's locked in on defense what that means, where he's slowing people down. Harden wasn't able to do the same, putting him in the drop coverage and then continue to score. Zubac started to slow down. Kawhi didn't get to his spots because he now plugged that hole. So I loved how it gradually got better for Jokic defensively, because we know he's going to be the best player on the court at all times, and we've seen that again tonight.
Yeah. I thought he was. This was a tough matchup. People were talking about Zubac and how good he is, and then we're wondering. Or some people were wondering. I think Zubac is a phenomenal defender for Jokic. He makes him work.
Yeah.
But the play that
But
stands
still.
out to me in terms of Jokic's ability to fight, and 29 points. Like, if you're Zubac, you're like, what is a realistic number you hold him to?
Under
He's like
30 is a
29, 9, and
huge
12.
win.
It's probably I would pat myself on the back.
Yeah.
The play that stands out to me though is the late post up where he shot fakes twice.
Yep.
Gets him in the lane of it, because it was
Yeah.
almost like that's what it takes. I
Yep.
have to do a move to get him, then I have to shot fake 2 times to get him out of position, but he figured it out.
He definitely did, man, and it was kind of a feeling out game from Jokic, I felt like. And I feel like he does approach some game ones like that.
Yes.
Defensively, maybe feeling it out a little too much in the first quarter.
Yeah. It was a falling out.
Yeah.
Crashing out.
Crashed out. But I mean, by the end of it, he played great defense.
Yeah.
After that first quarter, he looked like he wanted to play great defense, and I thought he did. I mean, 3 steals, and definitely a couple of those were when he was up in those pick and rolls. That's where he gets most of those steals, just picking off that pass when the defense tries to split that double team. And by the end of it, took control of the game. So I feel like it was not Nikola Jokic's best game of the playoffs ever, not even close. But I feel like they figured out things about the Clippers by the end of this game, and that's definitely more important than any individual thing Jokic could have done today. And I think even better is the team figured it out.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Jokic going for 40 points or 50 points in a win and nobody else doing everything. This was a team effort. And to get a win in that fashion where I don't think anybody played what is going to be their best game of the series. I really don't.
No.
I don't know if Russell Westbrook will have another moment like that. I think he could play a better all-around game, though. And I think that goes for everybody. And I think the Nuggets figured out some things, and Nikola Jokic figured out some things about this Clippers team that we're going to see immediately, pick up in game 2.
I'm going to tell you guys one last thing that I think is very different between Michael Malone and David Adelman. I think Michael Malone was the kind of guy that would grab a guy.
Just grab a guy.
I think he would grab a guy.
He was that kind of guy?
I just kind of got
He
the
was.
feeling. I get the feeling that Malone was the type of guy when somebody was struggling.
Grab a guy.
He would just go and grab him. And I think we talk about leadership, and maybe Michael Malone is a guy. Was there enough room for the leaders to step out? Because whether he not unintentionally occupied it, I think there's something also too. There's sometimes the emotion of players and this or that. Michael Porter got benched tonight. And David Adelman in his post-game commentary was talking about guys have to get themselves ready.
Yeah.
It's almost like he was like, I'm not going to grab a guy.
Yeah, dude.
He's
I'm going
like-
to shove a guy.
Not even shove a guy.
Kick a guy.
Not even
I'm
shove
not
a
going to
guy.
pay any attention to
I'm
the
not
guy.
going to pay any attention.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not my job.
Yeah.
He's like, no, he was playing bad.
Not
he
my
knows
job
it.
to grab a guy.
And I, in a weird way, I'm kind of funny setting it up, but in a weird way, I actually think this is true, that Adelman is neither a comforter nor like bad vibes augmenter. He's almost completely removed from the emotional part of it.
Yeah.
And that now leaves space for Michael Porter. It wasn't a great game from him. He floated, but this gives a chance for him and to reflect with nobody else. And it's like, hey man, we will move forward with you.
Yeah.
Or we will move forward without you.
Yeah, and to be honest, it is refreshing in that way where it's not coddle time anymore. It's not grab a guy time. It's like you got to get it done. Like everybody is counting on absolutely everybody.
Maybe that should have been the playoff slogan.
yeah.
Don't grab a guy.
Don't grab any guys. I'm also like I didn't think about it, but now I'm locked in on backside watch where Michael Malone would slap every player on his backside as he went to the bench. I don't think Adelman doesn't seem like that kind of guy. Just slap a guy.
I don't think he would slap a guy.
He doesn't seem like he's going to slap a
Doesn't
guy.
seem like that type of person.
What did you think about that? Michael Porter tonight, 3 points. He was horrible. 1 of 4. He played 26 minutes. It felt like he played 2 minutes.
I love the fact that Adelman got out in front of it and talked about it in game 1.
Yeah.
Because that has to be a very scary spot for Michael Porter Jr. to be in, but it's the best spot for Michael Porter to be in because, one, they're not going to get rid of Adelman throughout this playoff. So it's either
Do we know that for sure?
you get with the program or you get left. Like Michael Porter Jr. could just be unplayable in this series if he's not going to give energy and he's not going to play. He's not going to be locked in the entire time. If you really looked at the box score or you looked at everything, I really do felt like he played 10 minutes tonight.
I know.
Yeah.
Even him being on the court the entire time, I'm like, where is he? He really did just float. Not getting shots up, not looking at the rim, not putting himself in spots to get rebounds and go back up. He made his 3 early on and then just was around, just a guy. And you can't have that from a guy making that much, but also a guy that you're relying on to impact this series. So if Michael Porter Jr. is not going to do it, we just saw that they could win without him. So Michael Porter Jr. has to watch film. He has to look within. He has to say I have to play harder. You can't just pout your way out of this one. So I really like that. That's what Adelman is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hopefully Mike plays better. He had the first points of the game, 3 points.
Yeah.
And then he did not score again the rest of the game and was benched. And he's better than this, but I actually kind of like Adelman's approach. I think Adelman is the type of guy that you can't guess ulterior motives. I think you could with Malone.
Right.
Yeah, is he playing fair? I think
Adelman has said F NBA politics every time he's he's had the chance to.
Basically, what he's saying, so if you're Michael Porter, you probably stew a little bit. You might be a little upset or feel a little uncomfortable. But the truth is, you look at it and go, it's not personal with this guy. He doesn't care. He'll play me if I make shots.
The thing is, this series, I think, is going to be won just like this game was won on like toughness and grit and physicality.
Connection.
And connection. And just like what team really wants it. What team's going to get that 50-50 ball?
Yeah.
The Nuggets got more of them tonight.
Russ got like 75% of the 50-50 balls tonight,
Christian,
man.
too, like both those guys would dive.
Jamal
Jokic,
Murray.
oh my God. Basically everyone but Mike. The one thing I say, like, this is an opportunity for Mike to come out and
And that's
it.
what I'm saying.
Like,
does Michael Porter Jr., can he contribute to that?
Yeah.
Is he going to get some of those 50-50 balls? Is he going to help the Nuggets win this toughness battle? Because if he is, he can play. If he's not going to, it's going to be more like nights like tonight.
Lastly, this is a statement game, in my opinion. You had two streaks coming into this game, one significantly more impressive than the other. The Nuggets were 3-0 under David Adelman, now make it 4-0. The Clippers were the hottest team in basketball for over the last 20 games, or I think it was 19 games, something like that. If you're the Clippers, you only lost now. The last 3 games you lost were to OKC, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and now the Denver Nuggets. In a game you were up 15 points. This is a glass of cold water. Doesn't mean the series is over. It's one game. But this is a glass of cold water for a team that was feeling great. Two teams who were trending in different directions. And now you look at it and go, no, that was a full reset. The playoffs are a full reset, and now Denver's up 1-0.
Pregnant man, baby. Nuggets have been reborn through David Adelman. I still think this is going to be a long series. I don't think the Nuggets are going to just sweep their way out of this, but the way that people were talking about this series coming into it, like, because the Clippers were on such a hot streak and the Nuggets fired their coach. It's like why every...
That's understandable, though, man.
No, I know. I'm not even like necessarily going at the people that made that claim, but it's like this, for the people that pay attention to the Denver Nuggets and know what Nikola Jokic is and know who Jamal Murray is and like know that they're actually much better when they're facing adversity. I'm not at all surprised by the outcome of this game. It's just like kind of what I, in my heart of hearts expected in a way. So it's very encouraging. I still like nearly died. It's all recorded live on the internet if you want to go back and look to see if I'm lying or not. But it was beautiful. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful life.
Any final thoughts to put a bow on this?
Bro,
we almost went Colfax mode on many different occasions tonight. We did not.
We're going Colfax mode for sure.
Hopefully not in game 2.
I'm going to go wrestle a guy.
Ben
First guy I see out there in the street.
Ben Simmons more playable than MPJ?
Did Ben Simmons have any points?
No. I mean, but that's not how he plays. But he was a +5.
Okay, good job.
I'll tell you who is a mark in this series, and I hate to say it. It's Bogdanovich.
I know, you're right. Actually, he had 12 minutes tonight.
When Bogdanovich was on the
Aaron
floor,
Gordon went after
Jamal
him.
Murray went at him.
Aaron
Gordon went
yeah.
at him. That's a mismatch the Nuggets really tried to exploit. And he only played 12 minutes, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's some games this series he plays less than that.
Got fouls, too. He had 4 fouls in those 12 minutes.
And I hate to say it, shout out Serbia and all our brothers over there, but he's a mark in this series.
I don't hate to say it. Attack him. Attack him. If you have a guy out there that's not supposed to be out there, make them not be out there.
Yep.
And I think that's what Denver did, and you have to love that.
Nobody else really, another guy, Normal Powell tonight.
Pretty normal.
Very regular.
Very normal.
12 points, 5 of 12 shooting.
And I mean, he's a guy who's getting guarded by, like Jamal Murray and Michael Porter a lot of these games. Like,
Bro, he wasn't even getting shots up.
I know. The Nuggets
He
did
was
a
just
great
straight
job on him.
invisible.
That was like I feel like one of the keys of why we all felt that the Nuggets could win this series is because of how the Clippers played. A lot of ISO.
Yeah.
A lot of ISO. And if their shots are not on, or if you don't win that ISO, then that just puts Norman Powell in spots where he can't get going.
But
that puts
I
people in
think the
spots they
reason
can't
why
get going.
was this was such a James Harden-centric game.
Exactly. Because it was ISO, and he was trying to do like pick and rolls and then create a new mismatch.
Because James Harden is the system. I don't know if you know
Denver
that.
was set. Like early on, it was not working for them. Denver adjusted, and now it was like, okay, we found something there. Let's see if you could continue to do that. They couldn't do that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, if you're watching us right now on a fast channel, why don't you do a favor and go watch us on Overtime out on the internet. And if you're watching us on the internet right now, You're in the right spot
We're gonna
because
win-
we're going to read Super Chats.
We're
right
also
now.
going to win this overtime. Well, first off, can we see our official progress on our path?
Oh,
to
yeah, we have
16?
a path. Do we have a
we have a
path
player
to
of
the
the game?
playoffs?
We have
here?
a path
not
to the
doing
playoffs.
Do we need to hit
with-
UC Health Player of the Game?
One game a week.
All right.
Okay.
So, no, we don't.
We can't see it, but wake the beast! The
Wake
first
the
alarm
beast.
clock!
We got to climb to the top
We're
here.
climbing to the
Wake
top,
that
baby. The
beast.
first alarm clock has been hit. The beast might not get
this
awake.
is like when
I need 12 snoozes,
he's
16
not,
snoozes.
The beast
No,
is not
dude.
fully awoken yet. This is like the first snooze
Yeah.
of the wake up.
All right, let's go through Super Chats because I'm told we have a million.
Okay, Michael Putlak. Westbrook is a living, breathing heart attack. Way to get the job done, Nugs. All Nuggets are good. Hashtag win it for Ron.
Sometimes you do need a little heart attack, though, in your life, it turns out.
Sure, Block, Holmes, and Dr. Swatson. First time super chat, I think. Pretty sure my heart attack had a heart attack. Had a seizure. Boost.
Boo X'd out.
Boo X'd out. Yay, Westbrook.
Yeah, you got to exit out.
Nash Sweden. Hope some team takes over MPJ's huge contract.
Negative.
Negative. Get
Negative
out of
comment.
here.
That's a negative comment.
We'll like that.
How about this? I hope MPJ learns from this and
Yeah,
comes
dude.
back
I hope
stronger.
he hits the biggest shot in the entire series and wins it.
Upper deck, Aaron. I may not be courtside Dave, but I'm still in the building. Russ went full Colfax mode. Hashtag net positive.
Net positive,
Hashtag
baby.
net positive.
Tucker Rivera. Adelman showed excellent composure. Having 2 timeouts at the end of regulation was huge. Russiest game ever. Nuggets in 5.
Russiest game.
Nolan. Huge offensive rebounds by Russ and AG saved the day. Let's go, media doubters. What a game.
Can I get this
go.
next one?
Yep.
Big sports guy. Norm Powell, take foul, warm towel. Nuggets in 5.
Let's go. I love
Nuggets
it.
in 5.
Nuggets in 5.
Carrot Hammer. Saturday afternoon heart attack. A lot of heart attacks
I know,
tonight.
dude. A lot
yeah.
we need
Shout
a-
out UC Health.
I know we need more cardiologists to come to the bar. And Carrot Hammer, I talked to him in the bar. He asked that I would guess why his name is Carrot Hammer. My first guess
Well,
was it penis based. He said no.
There you go.
We
That
are in
was a guess.
overtime,
That was
so
your
we can,
guess?
Yeah,
we can
the hammer.
speculate
Drop
on that.
the Carrot Hammer.
phallic.
Toko Geta. Russ flying around with claws like a velociraptor. Adelman taking a dub over Ty Lue. The Nuggets are a whole promo for Jurassic World Rebirth.
All right.
Pregnant man.
The pregnant man.
Joker's wild. We are losing this series if we depend on Russ to hit corner threes in crunch time.
Counterpoint, maybe not.
We're 1-0 when we did that. Adelman stuck with the 2-man game way too long with Russ on court.
Here's the thing. I disagree.
I know,
He was
they
getting
barely got
stops. He was getting second chance points. And here's the other thing. Denver will now game plan for that. This was like chaos. It's game one.
Absolute chaos.
Denver will prepare now for how they want to attack it. He hit not just that 3. He had the cutoff of Yoke. He had
The
offensive
putback,
rebound.
yeah.
Like he had multiple buckets there, and they
he
won.
was finding ways to make an impact on offense that weren't just standing in the corner too. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Swatson, my primary care doctor. Any habits with health risks? Smoke cigarettes, drink, drive a motorcycle. Oh, you watch Nugs games? Here's a coffin brochure. So it's a new theme of Super
So
Chats
true.
has emerged.
Dude,
The heart attack.
Cardiologist.
Christoph, AG, and Russ saved Jamal and Mike. Milk that
Milk
pregnant,
that pregnant man. That do not milk the pregnant man.
Milk the
Do
pregnant
not
man.
do
I don't like that.
Please
I
don't.
actually didn't enjoy that.
Do
Cal.
not milk the pregnant man's
James
carrot
Jimmy,
hammer.
for your love life, D-line, instead of going for tough twos, go for easy threes.
I'll go for corner threes.
Frack, some negativity. They need MPJ back to win it all.
Agreed.
Positive. GGX gang, let's go Westbrook.
Let's go, dude.
Let's go.
Westbrook was money.
Brian Lee, LFG, like the tarot reading predicted, we must learn to fall back in
Yes.
love with the Nuggets. All of Adelmen's are good.
That's right.
Adelsman.
I don't know about you guys. I've fallen back in love with basketball. The tarot cards taught me.
Tom Stewart, 1 minute I'm angry yelling at Russ. Next minute I'm joyous yelling at Russ. What a roller coaster. Don't win this game without him. 15 to go.
15 to go.
Let's fucking go.
Go.
Genuinely nice people. Nuggets are clutch, always. For the newbies who doubted, Nuggets never stop fighting until the fight is done. Here endeth the lesson. Big Honey, I'm just reading. You can put anything on the screen right now and I'm going to read it.
lesson.
Nugs poised and thriving in chaos and clutch is why we are never out of games.
Never out of games.
Westbrook, Christian Brown, AG, Maul, Yoke, beware the beast has awoken. Nuggets in 5.
This sounds like a Alice in Wonderland.
Bubbles buzzer beater. Russ giveth. Russ taketh
Beware
away.
the Jabberwocky.
But we don't win tonight without him. Jordan McRae could never.
Never.
Shout out. Rock Chalk, Jayhawk to my sweet boy Christian Brown.
It's our sweet boy.
Yeah, dude, you
Joker's
don't own that
wild.
sweet
Joker,
boy. That's our
CB, and
sweet
AG
boy.
carrying actual. Why are you so negative, bro?
Come on, bro.
Bailey Shields. Great to get up in the lounge to see the DNVR guys. Feels like Clippers through everything, and Nuggets still have more in the bag. Nugs in 4.
I couldn't
Thanks
agree
for
with you
coming
more.
up, Bailey.
Gave it
Good
with
to
her
meet
dad.
you.
We took a photo with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dusty old Cowtown. Turn me up, Russ. Colfax mode giveth. Colfax mode taketh away. It giveth. Or it gaveth. Redeemed himself of that 2-OT Wolves game. Anyways, love y'all. Go Nugs.
Let's go.
Arvada Luke. James Harden. Presidential pardon. Die hard bargain. Nuggets in 5-ish.
Dev should have read that one too.
The boy's dad. That made amends for a lot of bad hoops this season.
So true.
Notable progressive improvement in each of the 4 post-massacre games. All good Nuggets are good. Ditto Miroslav. Was that a Miroslav joke?
I don't know.
Tanner Baird. Denver winning this game ugly with defense gives me so much more confidence about the rest of their playoff run.
Yes.
Still have so much more room to be better. That is a great super
That's
chat.
the absolute point
That
here.
is the
that the
takeaway
Nuggets
from this game.
did not look good, and yet they still overcame.
5-5-5-5-5-ish. The quest for 55 Zeke playoff minutes starts today. 0 minutes down. Only 55 more minutes till 55.
We got him right where we want him. Man.
Yo, it's the first Zeke quest seemed just as lost. And what
It
what
really
happened?
did. We're starting off in a similar way right here. Anyways, let's fucking go. Great first win. Sweep still on the menu. Jeremy J. Rock, Michael Pickett is on the rotation.
Let's
Hashtag Pickett line.
go. Didn't really do
He's
anything.
right on the line.
He
though,
got 2
I think.
Yeah, he is on the line. He didn't have that little cut and layup.
He's
from
not on
Russ.
the line anymore.
Lance Wilson, Nuggets can be so much better. MPJ being an absolute zero is so frustrating. We need his shooting.
It's true.
Negative.
It's negative. Why are you bringing up old stuff, man?
DJ, would you have guessed that the first quarter was the highest scoring quarter of the Nuggets?
I know.
Certainly didn't
Hey,
feel like
man,
that.
the game slowed down after that.
Super chat from CJ Martinez. Hey Dev, D-Line, Adam, win. Longtime fan, became a diehard this year.
Yes.
Have to thank you guys for the best Nuggets podcast. Always entertaining. Go Nuggets. We'll be at the bar Monday
Hell
for
yes,
game
Let's
2.
go.
Go.
Say
Thank
what's
you,
up.
man.
Say what's up.
Everybody
Remember,
else come.
You can
Everybody else
reserve
come.
your seat. It's $10. You use the Eventbrite. There's also room though when you come to the door. You just aren't guaranteed a spot, but there is room, and there's a lot of
There's
people
room.
that got in tonight just from showing up.
It was fun as hell too.
I know, really
It was
was
a fun time. Fly God, I know Russ has caught a lot of crap recently, me included, but can any team out hustle Westbrook, CB, and AG in their
No, they
clutch?
cannot. Nope.
Add Jokic and Murray, and it may be the best playoff closing team ever.
Whatever.
said ever.
Let's go. Who
Ever.
cares?
Toke Rasmussen, what up, Dev?
Oh, what up, Dev?
He's
what's
stealing,
up, baby?
stealing Kyle
What's
M's,
up, baby?
stealing Kyle M's corner here. Robert George, 15 more. I don't know if I have it in me. I think
Well,
I
I
might,
don't have
though.
it in me.
E-Park Fishing. You can't flop your way out of our net, Mr. Harden. Seriously, though, this is one of the all-time best playoff games I have witnessed.
It was beautiful.
Let's go.
It was absolutely beautiful.
Let me get this one. T. Burks. He missed this one, so I'm going to go. Safety clips, paper clips, hair clips, doesn't matter. Nuggets in 5. Nuggets in 5.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hakeem. Love Westbrook energy, but man, he almost did Timberwolves error again.
know,
This would have
we
been a
know.
completely different conversation if it wasn't for AG offensive rebounds.
AG was the man. There are so many guys that like stepped up. It
Lot
was
of guys.
wild, dude.
Lot of
You
guys.
gotta grab those guys.
Mr. Exquisite Nugget, I hope the vibes were hella lit. Vote. To be honest, we got to be better next game. We blowing out LA. I'm calling it. Gonna live at home. Wind, how you feeling? I'm feeling great, man. Sean Crossan, I don't know if anyone noticed, but Jokic's energy and defense on Zubats in the second quarter sparked that run and set the tone. He's the life force of this team.
I mean, I
He
did,
woke up in that second quarter,
I did
halfway
notice,
through it.
Yeah, I did notice he's the life force of the team.
It wasn't even when he checked back in. It was like took us a couple possessions.
It did.
I got this one. I got this one. Michael Roach.
Yeah.
Kauai, Hawaii. I Lou with Popeyes. Nuggets in 5.
couldn't have said it better myself. Hunter S., one of the most electric atmospheres I've ever experienced. Also met multiple people rocking DNVR gear.
Yeah.
All the Nuggets are
I
good.
love that.
Telling you, it's how you make friends.
Goron, we can't have Dynasty because Nuggets play the best when they're underdogs. You might be right,
You
man.
might be right. Yeah.
Mile High Hoser, I'm not completely anti-Westbrook, but dang, it's a roller coaster and a half. It's pins and needles the whole way. Once we're done gambling with him and we're up, he needs to come out. Dean G. Adelman made some great adjustments. 1 down, 15 to go. Jay Kerr. MPJ lost his mojo. He's Eeyore versus Tiger. Valium versus Coke. Choke versus Clutch versus Russ. Max contraction. Come on, Mike. Okay.
Yeah.
Walter Worthy.
He was at the bar. He was at the bar tonight. Hell yeah.
Shout out Walter. Long-time super chatter. And Russ, yes, Russ made my B-Day wish come true.
Let's go.
Chat, if you like to gamble, then support the Bet365 sponsors. Why? Because unlike Redacted, they are not the official betting app of the NBA refs.
Tough.
Toxic smugulinity. I'm with D-Line. I love Russ on D and don't want him to ever shoot another layup or three. If we can get Murray and MPJ to shoot above 40%, we sweep.
We sweep.
You said that.
Daffy Duck. Only MPJ to wake up and we good. Chunk Dickwell's burner.
The burner.
Here we go. What a roller coaster of
I
the
think
game.
roller coaster might be the emoji of the game.
That is the official roller coaster.
Wake
or
the
the
beast.
heart
Most
attack.
people would say the roller coaster is the fastest ride at an amusement park, but remember the carousel has the most horsepower.
Whoa, I don't know that that's true. Oh, because it has horses on it. But those
CSM
horses are still
Colo.
whatever. You know what? You're right.
As mentioned after the takeover, the streak of games with sub-20 quarters continues now, 3 in a row.
Yeah.
The 19-point third quarter in Houston chased their starters in the 18-point second today. Saved them. Go Nuggets.
Go Nuggets.
Flacco Watts. I know where this one's going. Solid jersey choice to start.
Oh, I love this.
Mile High City jersey now up to 80% win percentage at home.
Wow.
And I don't know if you guys saw, they're wearing them if there's a game 7 too.
I did see that.
Luckily, only white jersey on the road, 67% win percentage, and the best jersey, 5280 at 83% win percentage, will be game 5.
All right.
Nuggets in 5. Blue on Monday, LFG.
All right, there you go. I like it.
He's lying.
It's science, man. It's at a certain
Everybody
point, it's just
knows
science.
CSM Colo and Jeff Van Gundy is a thug. Should have been a technical. Dude, that was so
Such a
crazy,
thug.
man.
Wait, I didn't see
I
it.
thought they were
Oh,
just
no,
going
they
to give
was
Jokic a
wrestling.
technical for that.
My ball. He's like,
It was an Ishbia.
trying to get
it was
it out.
even a little worse than an Ishbia
Yeah.
because he actually like held on to it.
Oh my God.
they were
that's
actually
embarrassing.
wrestling for the ball.
Bill Zine Ball. Man, long time haven't heard from you, bud. Good to hear from you
The
now.
alien.
Male form, pregnant man, grab a guy, Colfax mode. Perfect.
Just a list of things.
Kyle M. Hey, Dev.
Hey, what up, Dave?
What up, Cal?
Gus Oswald. Russ is the most cardiac player of all time, but would not have won without him today.
So true.
We got one from Soskic.
Doesn't say anything.
Don Milosh.
We gotta
Jeremy
go.
J-Rock Michael. Riders of Adelstand ride at 8 p.m. Monday.
Let's go.
8 p.m.
James
8 p.m.
Jimmy,
Aw.
true D-line, start cornering some threes for
It's
best
so true.
results.
It's such
and
a good
Amin,
call.
finally, the atmosphere at ball looked amazing. Nuggets in 5.
Nuggets in.
Wow.
Let's go. Hit that
Let's
outro
go.
music,
Let's
Cal. We got to
go.
let our Buffs guys in here.
Whoa.
Nuggets start the playoffs 1-0. What a win. Overtime. What more could you have asked for, man? What more? Hell
I
of a
just want
game.
to win. That's all I want.
Make sure you become a diehard. $36. That's all it costs. The link's in the description here. You'll be able to read all of our content up on the website. Brendan Vogt-ing is in progress working on a banger right now. Hit that like button on the way out, everybody. See you Monday.
We all silly like the mayor.